I'm here
Please.
with the one of the FIDE presidential candidates, Timur Turlov. Hello, Timur. Good to see you.
Hello, Sagar.
Uh, it's been a very interesting few days in the world of chess right now, and you are in the center of it. Just so that uh, I know where you are, I think the tournament that was happening was the World Universities in Astana. So just I think it ended yesterday.
Yes, in Almaty, it was a really very beautiful and I think first tournament of this kind. Big successful with a strong support, with beautiful fair play in a beautiful venue in one of the largest universities of Almaty in Kazakhstan, and we seen so many friends in this tournament, so many visitors. And so many attention also from our deputy prime minister welcomed this tournament, and we had a minister of higher education, and some vice major of our city. So it's beautiful tournament, very representative, and with a lot of beautiful chess games.
Okay, that's wonderful. We have roughly around 25 minutes, so I want to just tell you on the topics that I would like to speak about. So we have an idea. So I've prepared that I would like to talk about all the ideas that you have proposed in your campaign, which is related to the improvements in the world of chess. So digital transformation, chess in education, global development of chess, financial stability, supporting players and professionals, equality amongst federations, the calendar of the world of chess, female representation, social programs, and governance. These are 10 points which you mentioned. I would like to talk about them. So we know where, if we could go into each point. But before that, your work as the Kazakh Chess Federation president and what you've already achieved. This is something that has been mentioned in your sort of manifesto, and there are 4 points which are essentially mentioned. The first one is digital transformation. Would you like to speak a bit about the digital transformation that happened here?
Actually, every national federation, every active national federation is usually have to gather a very big amount of tournaments, players, arbiters, coaches, and of course you need a good CRM platform to manage all of them. So you need a strong digital platform. For different reasons, to better understand who is playing and how different players perform, how different chess clubs being developed in your country, and what's the difference between different chess clubs. So what chess club will be suitable for each parent, for each participant, because some of them do some elementary level and beginners level. Some of them do intermediate. Some of them can do some grandmaster approach and help for further development. And I think the good, strong federation should have at least knowledge about what happens in the chess in each country, and helps and should help to navigate to any participants of these clubs, to governments, to some charities who is interested to support with some at least voluntary accreditation of chess clubs. And we also developed a platform to help to better understand your resources about calendar. So what is happens in a country in a world of chess, which local tournaments, federation tournaments, how this calendar align with each other, how some international events align with national calendar, to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So every chess club should be aware of this calendar. And we also try to build some even some fintech features for chess clubs to help, for example, to get some if that's a paid tournaments and you need to register with some money. So we try to help to accept some credit cards payments to help to facilitate this process for chess clubs and federations in case of tournaments. And also, of course, we need to track performance of each arbiter, of each coach, to better understand who is busy, who is not busy, who can we appoint to some events, whom we can offer some job. So the better knowledge of your community is very beneficial for better structuring of all of that, and make sure that we will be truly transparent for any sponsors, external sponsors, to governments who also could be interested in supporting transparent and efficient organizations. We financed. I think I'm still the major sponsor of Kaz Chess Federation is Freedom Holding, our company. But we try to make federation more sustainable. And of course, also our government sometimes helps us with venues, with some additional resources on some at least big tournaments. They really helps us with some at least non-monetary stuff. So we don't receive money themselves, but we receive a lot of contribution in kind with different with different assistance from transportation to some sort of help to arrange venue, to make it beautiful, and so on. But we also running this privately funded platform for support of development of talented youth players and professional teams, women team, men team. And we completely understand that even if you have a lot of talents, even if you are running such initiatives like chess in school, you still need to at some moment when talented chess players, young chess players, started to open up and perform well in their ages. They still need access to um, good coaches, to grandmasters, and sometimes it's could be expensive, and not all parents can help to finance this. So we also try to provide vouchers for to pay for coaches, and also we build this digital platform for our federation to help to make some administration of this allocation of coaches, managing their timetable, and also tracking some performance of that. We also try to manage our vouchers, some travel vouchers. If someone wants to go to some international tournament and they still have some allowance from federation for compensation of their travel needs, we also try to do this in our platform. And at the end of the day, so in my opinion, that should become a truly so for everyone who is who play chess, professional or just do some amateur, but we want to keep Kaz Chess ID as a identification of players on national side, then for more professional players to let them be rated with FIDE ID. And of course, we also now work hard how to develop some educational part of this platform to empower some chess clubs, to empower our local regional federations with some instruments to help to develop young players with software solutions, with some text books. I believe that we should also participate in development of gaming platform for national federation to make sure that we will not stay away from this from this digital growth, because the digital growth of chess is huge, and we should be If we will gather only offline events, so our authority of FIDE will continue to decline. FIDE is very influential up to this moment, but if we will not catch up now, so we will decline from that position. We definitely need to become much stronger in identification and management and helping to gather all the online world of chess. And I'm sure that FIDE should develop a lot of different instruments, starting from biometric identification of players, which is simple technology, which is very familiar for all fintech players, and we did it our own biometric platform for our fintech solutions. And in Kazakhstan, for example, we did biometric identification for more than 12 million people last year. So it's very feasible. It's not expensive, and we definitely can continue to develop. It could be much cheaper even than to send SMS if we will build this properly. So that could be, I think, a fair collaboration between FIDE and some commercial platforms. We not necessary. Our goal is not to do business. Our goal is to unite community and create some common rails for this community, identification rails. To help to develop anti-cheat, help to develop social part of chess, help each federation to be more operationally efficient. I think in terms of digital transformation, that's, I think, my key idea of this initiative.
Well, I wanted to talk about your role that you played in Kazakhstan Chess Federation, but I think through your answer, we also got some insights into what you would like to do in FIDE as well, if you did become the president. That's very interesting. You know, one of the things that has happened is that you were supposed to be the deputy FIDE president, and then of course Arkady Dvorkovich decided to step down, and you announce your candidature for FIDE presidentship, and Vishy Anand would be the deputy president if you won. How did this come about, and your thoughts there?
Even when we started this discussion with Arkady before, we realized that FIDE needs this digital advancements, and with some strong, with my strong experience building and developing, I think the largest digital bank in Kazakhstan and digital ecosystem, servicing more than half of population in our country. We definitely have the skills. We have resources. We have people. We know how to build strong and very diversified, very complex digital platforms. That was my initial ambition, to help FIDE to build this platform as a deputy as a deputy president in Chess Federation, and then I think that was our after some discussion with the team, after some discussion with community, with my friends from other chess federations. So I decided that if Arkady stepped down, I think he did a lot of great stuff for chess, and he contributed much for development of FIDE, and I appreciate that very much. So if he will not be able to continue to run, so I hope with all my experience managing chess, with all my experience building and managing digital ecosystems, I think maybe I am a right person for this moment to help FIDE to become much more digital, and to build, to put it to next logical stage. And I'm very proud that Vishy Anand joined me in this on this journey, because I know that he originally he served as a deputy president last term, and but we agreed that it will be great if he will stay together with me to help me to defend everything achieved already and help to move it forward, because I definitely need a very strong chess professional in my team to help with the governance of professional chess. And he's, I think, a perfect match for me, because he's one of the most respectable person in the chess world overall. I think we will combine each other very efficiently. I will help with some management, governance, finance, digital transformation. He will help to keep integrity and professionalism in community, to make sure that we will keep our commitments and will be able to get this to save and develop legacy of our foundation.
Wonderful. And, you know, going through the pointers, one of the things that stood out for me is, where you mentioned, financial stability for FIDE. I think it is one of the key things. Currently, Freedom has been one of the main sponsors of FIDE. And how do you see it in the coming days? Because FIDE needs more stability. You mentioned that every federation should get meaningful support while helping build sustainable sources of income, so that long-term growth does not depend on a single funding partner. And this has been a struggle for chess in general. What are your ideas there?
No, we will start with the point that single partner sometimes is better than no partner at all. But of course, that's not our dream. And I will come as a financial backstop for FIDE. And I will be happy to help Federation to develop and do some developments for many national federation. I know that that's a marathon, so I do that more than 3 years. We invested a lot of money into our country, into some global FIDE events, and we see how the perception is getting changed. Because we see some very great global companies getting to sponsorship. And we even in the last couple of years, it was a lot of huge wins, and a lot of companies from, I don't know, top 100 joined some sponsorship of FIDE. So the Google was strategic partner for last match. We expect I think we will expect some further interesting announcements from FIDE about some other large company sponsorships for next match for champion, which will happen very soon. And I'm sure that my example is very good, and I want to develop this example not just with my support. So when I came to Kaz Chess Federation, I also came to help to build. To put some right people to keep some most efficient team inside the federation, but then to add some additional specialists who can help with some new knowledge and with some new approach. That is very important. Then we will still bringing some resources, because without resources, sometimes it's very difficult to develop and build something sustainable. If you have nothing, is also impossible. But FIDE already have a lot of stuff, and already have some sponsor support, some sovereign support from some championships. We will continue to do this, and Freedom is also very well connected. So we have a lot of different partners. In Kazakhstan, a lot of businesses became sponsors of Kaz Chess Federation because of our relationship, because we personally promoted that will be mutually beneficial, and we will appreciate much if you will support Kaz Chess Federation. We can do this globally, and we do multiple partnerships with Freedom, signed multiple agreements and memorandums with Citibank, with Nvidia, with companies from China, with many companies from Europe. So we have and we built and develop also a lot of relationship with large international companies. And I'm sure that as a part of, we are part of Russell 1000 index, traded on NASDAQ, have a very good governance, and definitely will be able, I hope, to increase amount of brands for cooperation. And I hope we will be with our professionalism, with our fundraising efforts, with our business network, we will attract more sponsors, helps to attract new sponsors, not just for FIDE, but also for National Federation, because and of course, the development of digital platform itself, in my opinion, will be a huge enabler for that. So that will help to unlock a lot of potential for sponsorship. Now, so sponsorship should not be just on putting logo on some championships. That should be a fully integrated with the daily digital interactions of people with federations, tracking their players, stars, and help them to develop also media marketing, help to develop not just professional chess themselves, but also media industry around the sports, which is completely undeveloped in most part of the world. And I think this developments program in FIDE is also very important, and we will try to support this, because each national federation, they should produce usually two stuff. We should produce champions, so the very highest professional results, and on one side, and on another side, we should produce some PR. And PR will help to drive sponsorship, to fund federation to build a more sustainable future for social developments, for chess and schools development. So all these platforms is expensive, and to achieve our goal, we need to be public. We need to be transparent. We have to know how to communicate. So communication is usually not the best skill of many professional chess players. But I think we still have a lot of professionals in this community, and we will try to educate and help to build the skills for each national federation.
And going through your other points, one of them which kind of surprised me was that publish the World Championship cycle and full international calendar of major events 2 years in advance, developed through open dialogue with players and national federations. Don't you think it's too ambitious, 2 years in advance?
We have to put ambitious task ahead of us, and it's more easy to be ambitious if you can back up this ambition with some funding. If you're struggling to get funding for each event, that makes your calendar much more fragile. Because any problem with financing will change this calendar and everything will collapse. If you will, I think we will provide some backstop to make sure that a lot of events will happen for anyway. And I hope that will help us also to be more flexible with our negotiations with sponsors for long-term planning for all this stuff. So someone should make this first move and take responsibility. Otherwise, we will never achieve this long-term planning. But without this long-term planning, it's also very hard to achieve a good sponsor contracts, to monetize media value of many events. So that's if you have some deficit of resources, you will have some deficit of resources, and someone needs to break this circle.
It's very interesting. There was also another point that was mentioned about the social program, and I think FIDE's social program is that you would like to engage with every federation and fund 3 different social programs. And also, when it came to federations, it was mentioned that each federation should have 3 major open events with substantial prize fund, basically in the Africa, in the Americas, in the small countries. So, I mean, that's substantial amount of resources.
Each continent should have very good open tournaments. Not each federation, of course. We
Each
will be very
continent.
happy if each federation will have, but that's really a very that could be result only of common work. So the FIDE can't organize that. The only national federation can organize that. But I hope that will also happen in some period of time. But once again, I think what we discussed now, what we discuss with federations. That's a long-term plan, and I truly believe that that's just a minimum which we need to do. Of course, each federation know much better how to be efficient with this job, and how to be efficient with all. How to efficiently spend money in each country. And that's why for us it's extremely important to talk to them. And I think that we will definitely need to invest into improvements of our communication. I think FIDE is a federation for industry for national chess federations. So we have to talk. We are serving our members, and of course we need if we can make anything in chess only in cooperation with national federations. We can't do anything without their help for development of chess, and that's I think we will definitely invest more for developments of our communication department to make sure that we will hear well from all federations and we'll be able to help them to interact and use all opportunities for our development funds to let them get access to some our development funds money. To help with tournaments, to help finally bring Olympiads to Africa, maybe in 2030 or 2032. It's still in a discussion. We still need a hero who will take responsibility of that and bring some funding from governments, from some corporate sponsors in Africa. And we will be happy to help and also co-finance and help to organize this event. But of course, it's definitely unacceptable when in some region it's not enough arbiters, it's not enough tournaments, and that is a very big limitation for development of talents. And I think it will be mutually beneficial for all community who will create some equal opportunities for many federations to help them open up their talents. And in my opinion, our program up to this moment is not very ambitious. We try to get it conservative. We will try to deliver more than we promised, and we definitely don't like under-deliver. I also have my reputation last 15 years, almost 20 years doing business. I know how important to keep promises. In business, you can't break your promises. That's very harmful. And that's why we also know that it's much better overperform than underperform. In Kazakhstan, we did much more in terms of different development programs, and I hope that together with most active federation, we will also develop a lot more different platforms for chess development.
Timur, we've reached around the time where we have to end, but I have three questions. If you
Please.
are okay, I could ask them.
Please.
And maybe these three questions are important ones. I want to you to give your thoughts on them. My first question is, you are a billionaire, you run a very big company. To find time for running such a big organization like Freedom, and also to take care of FIDE presidentship, how would you manage that?
To manage any big organization, if this organization is much bigger than 10 people, so you still need a team. Yeah, in Freedom Holding now works more than 10,000 people. In our group of companies, even more, twice more. I always I try. I'm still young enough, and we definitely got a very big advantage because of technology to better be aware of everything what happens. So we can communicate much more efficiently. We can get, because of digitalization, we can get much better knowledge of KPIs, so what happens in organizations, so how our development is doing, how our project is being managed. And I'll definitely will bring some project management efficiency to this organization together with some of my team members. But in general, I still will rely on my team members. And I know that we already have a lot of talents inside FIDE who will continue to perform and do their job. And we will also bring some additional people who will help with this digital development with some other platform to bring some new partnerships. So that's a truly teamwork. And my key goal is to be a fair leader who will inspire people to work together to accomplish main task, who will help to unite these different stars and finally help to allocate resources and resolve some troubles when they happen. So I'm sure that FIDE and chess is very important for me, and I dedicated a lot of time and my personal efforts for chess development, and I'm sure that I can do this not just for my current project like chess, like International Chess School Federation, but also for FIDE as and from my personal standpoint and from my knowledge of management. Because once again, so prosperity of FIDE is not about leadership of one person. It's about teamwork of all executive managers of our advisory board of FIDE Council. And I will try to make this team work properly together, united, and that will be much beneficial rather than one strong and 100% dedicated leader who will spend 120% of their lifetime with the organization. So that's not about try to do everything by your hands. That's about combining and building efficient management team.
Got it. And my penultimate question is, recently you decided to invest in a tech company in ChessBase. Do you think that this development which has happened after that, there creates some kind of conflict there? Do you see it? How do you see it? And also, just your thoughts on that.
I think that's for me it's much more social development project, and we that's that's a historical company with a lot of resources already, with one of the most respectable brands, with a great partners, with a lot of great independent partners like you, for example. And I very value our friendship, but now I think it's also should be clear that that the ChessBase India is our trusted partner, but that's not a subsidiary of ChessBase, and I hope that because of ChessBase acquisition, we will be able to get a lot of make public and make open a lot of educational materials, a lot of knowledge, a lot of technology to all chess community. So I hope that we will make a lot of products for non-profits, for community needs, and that will be efficient because so the ChessBase will continue to serve professionals, chess professionals, as they successfully served all the last time. But they still had a lot of educational materials, which we can make non-profits and also improve and make it more digital, more with the help of AI. I hope we can use this unique materials much more efficient for need of community. And I also sure that with some chess-based resources, we can help make this digital transformation of FIDE. So ChessBase for me is actually ChessBase itself is not was very close to non-profit concept, frankly. It never was a huge money maker. So they had some revenue, expenses, and more or less neutral income in the end of the year. So we will continue to keep this. So that's not our goal to make money on ChessBase itself. In comparison to my business, that's a very small firm. But this firm is very important for community. We want to keep them running, to help them develop, to help them catch up with all this AI era, and finally to build more products also for which will make all national federations much more independent and much more beneficial from this digital growth. And I'm sure that that will be a source of development for FIDE also on non-profitable basis. And for anyway, even all the revenue of ChessBase is much less that's our contributions to FIDE.
Right. And lastly, I want to ask you this question, and perhaps it's one of the things that you mentioned about governance and transparency. So maybe the chess world would be happy to know about this. Is that you are, the world in general is right now going through a turbulent phase, and there are sanctions happening, and there are difficult scenarios. What is your take on this? That maybe about the Russian ties or anything that you would like to
Yeah,
talk
absolutely.
about, and also there is always this danger of sanctions and so on. If you could talk a bit about
Absolutely.
this.
Absolutely, we'll be happy to talk. So my in this moment, so the freedom is not present in Russia. We had a business before in 2022. Very soon after the war started, we disposed our Russian operations. We work now only in Central Asia, in Europe. We still have investment banking and brokerage license in the United States. We keep partnership with the largest banks like Bank of New York, like Citibank. We service more than 500,000 customers in Europe. We do a lot of charity, and we did a lot of charity for in a lot of humanitarian efforts for Ukraine, for example. In the last years, we still have an office in Ukraine, and we have a lot of friends there. For me, it's very dramatic situation, and I really wish this war to be finished as soon as possible. As my president of Kazakhstan told that this war should be finished as soon as possible, and I fully agree with this approach. I I'm very I truly believe that the most value should be created out of international partnership, and that governments and countries which will be great friends with all their neighbors, with all big economies, will advance. And I'm proud that my country, Kazakhstan, is actually this sort of middle power. So surrounded by big countries like Russia, like China, with presence of U.S. companies in our oil sector, for example. We have Exxon and Chevron who do business. We have a lot of investments from China, who also invest in mining and in industry in many different spheres. And of course, we still have some trade. As a country, we have a lot of relationship with Russia, and I'm proud that Kazakhstan actually keeping this neutrality and respect all the international sanctions, all the international regulation. And I think our president, as a professional diplomat, respect international law very, very much, and very careful with application of this international law. So that's actually helped our country to build respect with all our neighbors and keep good relationships. And I hope that that's a very great approach. The same great approach could be for FIDE, to make sure that we also will keep our neutrality. We will not be engaged in politics, but the same kind will respect all the international sport regulation, Olympic committees rulings, all international courts rulings, to make sure that everything will be compliant and we will be open for all the world, for all big sponsors, for all big events, for all corporations from India, China, Europe, US, South America. So we want to be attractive and open for everyone. That's our dream. That's actually very similar with my dream as entrepreneur who also wants to work in all that region successfully.
Well, Timur, thank you so much for that answer, and also thank you for agreeing for this interview, also for answering all questions, also not requesting for any questions beforehand, but just answering them on the go. I truly appreciate that, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Sagar. I also appreciate you. You do a great job and did so much for popularization of chess in India. And India is, I think, that's also prime of India because you have a world champion. You have so much demand for chess, and you're definitely the largest community in the world, largest chess community, which is now rapidly growing and develop.
Thank you.